Hi, gorgeous souls. How are you? I just want to run you through an exercise today about how to reduce those negative thoughts that are going around on that loop in your mind. So it could be anything. After pregnancy loss, we tend to get caught up in self-blame, um, that we're not worthy, um, whatever it is that is coming inside of your head on a daily basis or a weekly basis. There are times that probably those voices don't come in, and um, there are times that they're probably very quite loud. So I wanted to run you through a technique where it's about acknowledging those thoughts. They're coming for a reason. They're not necessarily true. So, it can potentially create a belief within you that they are true, but deep down, they're not. So, also, within my programs, we go through being able to shift that belief, um, and create new ones in their place. So um, just taking the the weight off the negative beliefs and placing it on a positive one in its place. But today, I just wanted to do a quick demonstration with you about how you can just acknowledge that thought, but also silence that thought in your mind. Um, Something that you can practice next time something comes up for you. So I just want you to take a moment now for yourself, just to really get grounded, really just paying attention to where you are, whether you're sitting, preferably sitting rather than standing, and if you're able to be in a quiet place. And I'm just going to read through the the exercise with you. So hopefully it's something that you can implement and just create awareness around from today. So I'd like you to listen for an internal voice, a voice that maybe crops up and discourages you from doing something or robs you of your self-confidence, or your self-love or your self-worth. These voices are usually very automatic, and generally, even though it has been created out of your miscarriage, they generally are something that we have carried with us for a long time. The voices tend to echo within our minds because we do not turn them off. So I just want you to go inside your mind and notice that voice in your head. Just notice that voice that you hear. Take that feeling that you have, that's a downbeat feeling, discouragement, shame, sorrow, or even some negative self-talk. For example, nothing good ever happens to me, or I am an incapable woman of, producing children, or, I'm not worthy, or, I am to blame for everything that's happened. If you listen very carefully, you may hear somebody else's voice talking to you. One thing I want you to notice is what direction it's coming from. So we have 2 ears. Being human, we're designed to localize sound. So it's going to be coming to you from above and behind you, or from one side or the other. You may start out thinking that it's coming from inside of you, but even if you're talking to yourself, the voice is coming from some place, and it's interesting to notice where that is. When we talk to ourselves, the voice generally is coming straight at us. If it's somebody else's voice, like a father or a teacher, then it's typically coming in from one side of the other, and generally behind you and above you, because these voices were recorded when you were small. In many cases, what you hear is something that was or has been repeated. It could have been an unkind comment. It may have been repeated over and over, or said only once, but it has rattled you it just rattled on in your head. Anytime you need to move out a voice that isn't working on your behalf, I want you to follow these steps. So anytime that you notice those voices that are coming in that you feel aren't working for you, they're working against you. So any negative self-talk, anything that's going to be talking down to you, use these steps to move that voice. First, I just want you to get your brain to hear that voice. And as soon as it hears it, as soon as that first sound starts, press the volume control so it quickly fades out. It doesn't even complete the first word. You can't even understand the first word. It just fades out completely. So, in the next step, how in a restaurant or an airport or movie theatre, you've looked up and just glanced in someone else's eyes as they've walked past, and you have an idea about that person. That person has a good sense of humour. That's nice. Or I wouldn't want to make that person mad. But you get some knowledge or impression of that person. So now what I would like you to do is to create an image of yourself, the you that's, wherever you are now, just a half a step ahead of this moment. Have this person, this future you, facing you. When you look into this person's eyes, into this you, the only difference is you see that person doesn't have that voice. You can just look at them and know. Now note that they are saying something to you. They're either saying, for example, I feel good about myself, or I feel safe. I am worthy. I am enough. You choose the statement, one or the other, and that comes right at you, but it doesn't go into your head. It just rings around your head. You know when you run your wet finger, a wet finger around the lip of a crystal glass, it makes the sound of the bell ringing. Well, this is like that crystal bell that's upside down over your head, maybe at eye level. So the rim is at eye level and the sound is ringing around and around. Can you hear it now? I feel safe, or I feel worthy. I feel valuable. Repeating over and over, I feel safe, I feel safe, I feel safe. Or I feel good, I feel good, I feel good. This is the future you. This is the wonderful you who no longer has that negative voice in your head. So right now, I just want you to imagine the sound of waves crashing at a beach. The sound of the surf, just to wash it all away. As you listen now, you can hear it, just like the waves sizzling on the sand. And then it repeats. As soon as the voice starts, that yucky word, it just wants to fade out and turn into I feel safe or I feel worthy, whatever word that you chose to put in its place. And then the sound of the surf, and then the steps repeat. So I really want you to spend the time in doing that and see what a difference it can make. Really just pay attention to the steps that, those 3 steps that I just walked through with you, and embrace the process. Just trust it, embrace it, visualize it, hear it, feel it. Just really be it. Be as present as you can within that process, within that exercise as you can, to get rid of that negative voice that's in your head. And if this resonates with you, I would love to go through these steps in more detail with you, so you can actually apply them more throughout your life and then start to create that beautiful life for yourself again, because you deserve it, sweet soul. I hope you have a beautiful day. Lots of love.